So when we were assigned this, back on the first day of class when we had to do this demo speech, the other speeches I kind of thought about and were like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do here, I know what I'm going to do there, here's some ideas. But then the demo speech got brought up, and I quickly realized I'm not a talented individual. I don't have something that I can look at and go, yeah, here, I'm going to show you how to do this because I'm so great at it. I'm not particularly great at cooking or anything all that special, really. But I went to my next class, and they started talking, one of the people in there started talking about how they found a baby kitten, and they gave it milk, and they tried to give it food and all of these things. And in my mind, I kept going, that's wrong. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I started talking to them about it. And I was like, are you sure that's what you did? Because that's incredibly dangerous for your kitten. And I quickly realized that if I'm going to do a speech on how to demonstrate something, it should be how to demonstrate something to save a life. There are 58 million stray cats in the United States alone. Some numbers projected to be in the 70 million, some projected as low as 30. It's impossible to count how many stray cats are actually in the United States. That's just not a possible number. With each one of those cats, a female cat can have 12 kittens on average a year. So the number of stray cats only continues to rise. I point this out because I'm sure most of you have seen a stray cat before, or a feral cat. I want to make a large distinction between a feral cat and a stray cat. They're not even close to the same thing. To try and take care of a stray cat like you would take care of a feral cat is dangerous to you and the cat itself. A stray cat is a cat that grew up surrounded by humans and was taken care of and was either abandoned or lost at some point throughout it. A feral cat is a cat that was born from a stray cat. It has had no interaction with humans whatsoever. Every kitten that you'll find is a feral cat if it's out in the wild. If it's under a week, just about every one of them is going to be a feral cat. So if you say you found a stray kitten, that's not technically correct. Boo here is my cat that I found in my backyard and was a feral kitten, less than a week old. To raise a cat without the cat's mother becomes incredibly difficult. A cat is known for its independence. It's the kind of animal where you can, as long as the litter box is clean, and the food is filled, and the water is filled, you can leave it for a couple days and come back and you're all good. How many of you have taken care of less than a week-old kitten? Anyone? Okay. It's a lot of work. It is more work than a puppy, significantly. To have the mother takes a lot of pressure off and becomes almost no work. But when the mother's not around, which is the majority of the time if you were to find a stray kitten like this, or a feral kitten like this, then you have to take on all the responsibility. There's a few things you're going to need first. They're not expensive, they're just a lot of work. The only thing that you have to buy is you have to go through and you have to go to a pet store and get the mix for the milk. Cats cannot drink regular milk. That is a myth in cartoons and shows. They can't. They are lactose intolerant. Not many people know that, and then they give them milk, and then the cat gets sick, and they wonder what happened. It's a myth that's been portrayed through a lot of old shows that needs to go away. It'll make your cat sick. The milk that you get from Petco or PetSmart or any of those places is about $20 for the mix, and it comes with a bottle in it. And that's the only thing that you really have to buy in the beginning. They can't really eat wet food yet. They can't eat solid food. They don't use the litter box yet. Gonna get to that in a second. But they are a lot of work. But that's the only thing that you have to buy. So they're not expensive. Don't think that you can't afford the kitten. Just wonder whether or not you have the time for it. Feeding the kitten has to come every 2 hours. Unless you're sleeping, then it comes every 3. You have to wake yourself up at least twice in the middle of the night to wake up your kitten and go feed it. The bottle is fine. You can use the bottle from it. It's just mix that you put into the bottle, and then you put water in, and you just follow the instructions on this. It's not that hard. You have to cut the nipple off of the bottle and all of that, the same way that you would a regular baby when you get a new bottle. It's not that big of a deal. The problem comes right after that. So a kitten doesn't know how to use the bathroom when it's born. Not many people know about that little fun fact either. The mom licks them to get them to go to the bathroom because they don't have that ability yet. They haven't developed it yet. What you have to do, if there is no mom in place, is you have to take a wet, warm paper towel or rag, and you would hold your kitten, sort of like this, and you would rub right on their stomach. And rub gently, don't press, that'll just hurt the kitten. But you rub gently, and they're gonna use the bathroom on your hand. It's disgusting, but that's how you have to do it. Of course, it'll be on the rag or the paper towel or whatever you decide to use, but that's how you have to do it. Most of the time, it'll just be pee. They do poop once a day. If they're not pooping once a day, take them to the vet. But they will do that once a day. That is one of the more difficult parts of it, is bringing yourself to do that, because they don't particularly enjoy it, and you are going to get clawed a lot. It hurts. Those nails on there, those claws on there, are tiny but pointy, and they hurt. So on this top picture right there, you'll see that my kitten is laying under a teddy bear. This is because without the mom around, the kitten will cuddle up to something for warmth. It always needs warmth. It doesn't have to be teddy bear, of course, but it needs something to keep it warm when you're there. It's unrealistic and unfair to think that you will just warm the kitten up all the time. The kitten needs its own space to walk around, to learn to walk, because they can't walk until a few days old. They can't even open their eyes until a few days old. And then they gradually learn to walk and climb and jump around and get lost, and you have a hard time finding them again. Give them a little bell, it helps a lot. But the kitten needs that. It needs that comfort. It needs that thing there that it can cuddle up to and sort of keep itself regulated. Then you need to give it something to play with. You're not always going to be there to entertain it, but it needs to learn to start using its claws, and it needs to start learning all of its different functions. And he or she needs to learn to do that. So those cargo shorts from TJ Maxx or all of those places that have the cheap belts that no one ever likes, but they're on the shorts there, are great for the kitten to claw. So if you just have one of those laying around, I know I have like 7, just put that down and let your kitten claw at it and rip it up. It'll teach it to start using its claws. Once the cat gets older, things become a lot easier. You don't need to teach a cat to use the litter box. By instinct, a cat wants to go to the bathroom where it can dig. So if you put a litter box down, the cat will want to go there. You don't have to teach it. The only time you have to teach a cat is if you get an older stray cat that has been out in the wild too long. Then they may start just using the bathroom wherever they please, to mark territory or whatever. But a kitten will, by instinct, go to the litter box. And if for some reason the kitten doesn't do that, if you start having the fear that they won't, a solution to that is to actually, when you're wiping them, when they're still young, do it over a litter box. And they'll realize that that's where they go to the bathroom. They'll learn that way. Cats are incredibly intelligent. Just let instincts take over. You don't need to ram something into their head. They'll get it. They'll get it after one try. As for food and water, the cat, it's more up to the cat itself. Does the cat like to eat everything in sight? Then you might want to regulate the food a little bit. It's not all that hard. A small bowl a day is usually it. It's not difficult. My cat's great. I can put just a gallon of food in front of it and she will eat it when she feels like it. She's awesome. And water, a cat doesn't particularly like to drink water that's next to its food by instinct. So if you could separate the two just on different sides of the room, that will work. But they don't have to either. You can still put it beside each other, especially if you're raising a kitten. It's not that hard. You can keep them together and they'll learn that way. Though, fair warning, they like running water, and because they like running water, if you're drinking water out of a glass, the kitten will want to drink out of it because they see it moving, and to them that's safer than water that's standing still. So I wish I uploaded a video onto this because it's the most adorable thing, because my cat will grab at the glass and pull it to her and then stuff her face down in the glass and start drinking the water, and it's so cute. But the overall difficulty of raising a cat once they get to about 2 months old is far less. One thing to keep in mind with this though, if you're raising a kitten from birth, from the beginning, you are the mom or dad now. You take care of the kitten. The kitten will want to be with you all the time. As independent as a cat may be, they will want to be with you now. I know that my cat slept with me every night. And if I tried to go to sleep without the kitten with me, she would get salty. Like, she didn't do that. She was not okay with me trying to go to bed without her. And if I tried to wake up in the morning and tried to get out of bed before she was ready to get out of bed, she would crawl up on my chest and just sit there and lick my face like, "You're not leaving yet, I haven't said so." They will get more attached to you than any other animal. Honestly, I'm a dog person. I've always been a dog person. But when you raise a kitten as amazing as that, from 2 days old, it becomes different. As many dogs as I've had that I've loved in the past, as many animals as I've had that I've loved in the past, and I never thought that there could be another animal like it, I've raised this kitten from birth. I had it poop in my hand. This kitten means the world to me. And I want to make it clear that when you have a connection like that to an animal, it's no longer an animal and a human, or even just a best friend like most dogs, you say they're your best friend. That kitten's my baby. I love her. She means the world to me. And I want to be able to teach everyone how to take care of a kitten. Because if you have the opportunity to take care of a baby kitten that you can grow as attached to as I have with Boo, then everyone should take that.